Hi, my name is Pierce Randall and welcome back to the Great Plains Product Maintenance video series. I'm here with a handful of different bearings that we use in our planting and tillage equipment, and today we're going to go through a little bit about the maintenance, how you service the bearings, and when and where they're used. The first thing you'll see here is the 6-lip sealed double offset tapered roller bearing, which is used in a lot of our heavy duty tillage applications with individually mounted blades. An example of this would be in the Max Chisel or some of the short disc models that are out there as well. These double offset tapered roller bearings do a really good job of handling side loads from different angles and at higher speeds, which is why they're used whenever we have an individually mounted blade. We also use these in a lot of our transport axles as well. The nice thing about this is that it is a grease-free, relatively speaking, maintenance-free bearing. They are rebuildable, so what we recommend is every 2 to 3 years in the off season, take this apart, check out the internal components, probably replace the seal, and then repack the bearings themselves to make sure that we have fresh grease in there. After that, you can go ahead and put these back together, and then you just need to make sure you get a preload on the bearing, either using shims or a castellated nut. And to get more information about that, you can check your operator's manual where it'll show the steps to go through and do the actual rebuild. Another style of bearing that we have here on the table is a sealed ball bearing used in our opener blades on our drills and planters. We use a 3-lip sealed ball bearing style that has a hardened sealed face, so that if you do have dirt or rocks or debris that get behind the bearing cap, it protects the seals better than any other bearings typically found in other models out there. The bearing is a special agriculturally designed bearing, so what we have is a really well-built heavy-duty seal to keep that contamination out. And then when it comes to the internal bearings, there's actually a little bit more tolerance in there to handle the shock loads, to handle if there is any dirt or contamination that gets in there. Some of the other manufacturers use very precise high-speed bearings which don't handle that contamination well. So it is a special Great Plains design, and we've had for a couple of years now, and we have a lot of really good luck with that. And the goal for that bearing is to last the same length as your opener blades do, so that when it's time to replace the blades, you replace the bearings, and you're on your way back to the field with an all new blade and bearing assembly. The other style of bearing here that we have on the table is a heavy-duty ball bearing style roller bearing with a 6-lip sealed as well. And these are used in a lot of our heavy-duty tillage tools as well, such as the 7000 series disc and the TurboMax. These bearings, while they are a ball bearing and sealed, they are totally maintenance free. Unlike the tapered roller bearing that can be rebuilt every couple of years, these things are going to go for the life of the blades as well. And then every so often, when it's time to replace blades after a couple of seasons, we recommend going through and replacing the bearings altogether when you do that. So those are a couple different styles that we use in Great Plains equipment. They all serve their purpose, and because they are all maintenance free and grease free, we actually get really good bearing life out of these, because it's very easy to over grease or under grease. So the biggest thing that we want to talk about with all of these bearings is that the seal and the protection of the internal components is the most important part, as contamination is the #1 reason why bearings fail. So when it is time to replace bearings or other components on your Great Plains equipment, we do recommend shopping Great Plains Fresh Start parts to make sure that the original components that your equipment was designed to be operated with are the same components that get put back later on to keep your time in the field up and running and minimize downtime.